Bird 232, right heading 235, and report localizer established runway 27 left, Bird 232.
Hello everybody and welcome back again to another video. Today we will be looking at a camera add-on that I have been asked in the past a lot about it, and I thought I should be doing a review on it. So let's get started. So our camera add-on today will be ChasePlane. So here we have the interface. And before we go actually and dig more about this add-on, I wanted to highlight some necessary stuff to explain first. So this is actually the beta experimental version, and I was from the lucky ones that been with the this add-on from the alpha. So they moved recently to beta, and they are doing a great job. So the team behind all of those add-ons are called FX packages, and they are well known for the immersion packs for different aircrafts. So they have came along, I think last year or the year before, and introduced ChasePlane, and since then it was a game changer. So this is actually still in beta, so I wouldn't think that they will change a lot of features when they move to the stable version, but a word of disclaimer that anything can be changed without notice. So I just wanted to highlight those two things and before we go actually and review the add-on. So as you might see here, the installation is hassle-free. You'll get to install the add-on itself, and once you start any sim, so prepare version 4, prepare version 3, FSX, any compatible simulator, you will be prompted by a window telling you that ChasePlane is being configured. And if it happens and you have an easy dock, which is an old camera add-on installed, ChasePlane will actually disable it and remove all the camera lines that EasyDock have installed before, and it will get you set up and ready. So this is actually one of the main things that I have been recommending people, is to actually install this software and forget about it. No more hassling, no more installation, adding lines to different files. This thing will do its job to make sure everything is good and running once you click ChasePlane. So with that being said, you will be faced with a lovely interface here. First of all, we'll go to preferences here. If you like me, who actually like to live in the edge there, you can enable experimental versions, and that requires actually restarting the add-on, and that will actually put you in the fast track when it comes to software development. So you'll get newer versions basically, but probably with more issues than the rest of the people. So enable advanced features are enabled. The rest here are not that important for me, but if you have FSX Steam, version 2, 3, 4, you're just going to click that and it will get running and auto launch with that simulator. So interface, if you haven't prepared or FSX, you probably should have that. This is the VAS used or VAS remaining, and it will display a number here, and it will actually give you an indication while you are on the sim if you are closing to that maximum VAS. So for the prepare version 4, it will just draw a smiley face indicating that you're good to go. The rest here is up to you. If we move to camera though, I love to have my pan and tilt with the middle mouse button there, and to actually zoom and move with it. So if we go to the sim for a little bit here, and I'm just using my middle button here in the mouse, I can change the views, zoom in, zoom out. Very lovely. So if we get back in here again, I have track IR enabled, but it's not, I'm not actually wearing it. So that is that. And for the rest, I don't like to have it, I have the camera speed boost more than 5x. It's kind of get disorienting there. So 5x is the normal speed. You can disable this cinematic mode in high-res conditions. I don't need to do that since we are in prepared version 4. Control assignments, and you can here map everything you can. So if you have different joysticks, different buttons that you would like to assign to different functions, you can take your time with it. So if I go to the sim again here, I have this to assign to my pan view kinda. Today we are at Toronto Airport, by the way, and we are loaded with a lot of traffic. So you might see my frames drop there, but that is okay. So I'm actually moving now with my pan uh, joystick here. So, and once I'm done toggling switches, let's say I have done toggling this and that, I can go ahead. I have assigned another button on my joystick to actually center my view. So whenever I'm actually looking here and there, I just click that and I'm get back to center. So all of that you can do with those control assignments. You can actually do more, and I'm going to talk about that when we move to the camera settings there. You can assign tilt up, tilt down, pan left, pan right, roll left, zoom in, zoom out. And the reason is we will kind of have the ability to move the camera on and off, so here and there, with the keyboard or whatever button you would like to assign that to. So if you're satisfied with this view, you'll have to click OK, and that's about it. So we'll talk about that later on. So with that's been done, this is the preferences page here, and we're almost done. So if we move to preset, we can assign those different view to different locations. So we have 3 columns here. First one is onboard cameras. So onboard camera, we have left window, for example, EFP captain, FMS, ECAS. So I'm just gonna move this one to the side here. So if we have FMS, for example, and I'm not actually satisfied with this view, so all what you have to do, either go in here and move your view around, come back here, you'll see that green light indicating that the camera view have been changed, and you can go ahead and update the current preset. And you can have the update button assigned to a different button or switch if you want. So we're not doing that. So for the FMS here, we're satisfied with whatever we have. But if we don't have any control assignments yet, we can go to the camera, controls, and change the lateral, forward and back, pan right, pan left, go up and down, tilt above or tilt below, roll, or zoom in, zoom out. And once you're good with that, you can hit the update current preset. Again, we are satisfied with our FMS view there. So if we moved along the views, you will notice another thing here. I'm just gonna do another view. I'm gonna add a new view. So if you are doing a from scratch view, you will be using the control assignments and the camera. And once you are good to go, you will save as a new view preset. So with that in mind, you can set it to whatever you need and click the save button here and you are good to go. If we are having a multiple views, you don't have to actually go ahead and create a new view every time. You can select Captain View here and click on Save a New Preset. So we're saying first officer view, for example. Click OK, and it will go to the last here. We can go ahead and hold Control on the keyboard, and we can actually rename it, have it assigned to different buttons and switches, move it up or down in the order these views are, and remove your finger basically from the control. So first officer view is looking like the captain here. So we have two options. I'm gonna do it on the camera for you. I'm not going to use any control assignment here. So what I only need is to move the view kind of on the lateral axis there. So we're just gonna move in to the right, and we are basically done. It is that simple. So I'm gonna click on save and we are done. I'm gonna do another view for the right window. So again, save a new preset from that. Let's say right window. And again, we're just gonna pan to the right and maybe tilt above to kind of give a good visuals on the runway or the taxi over there, and click on update current preset and we are good to go. So very good stuff there. If we move on to the second column here, it's the outside camera views, and I have not spent any time with those, as you might see, but we'll go ahead. So this is the front right view, and it's going to be it will get really interesting in a second here. So we have back left tail, right wing, left wing, and left engine view. So I'm gonna show you more neat things about this add-on. So next will be the static views. So if we are in airport like in here in Toronto, we can go ahead and click on it and see different different gate camera, different gate cameras, and toggle between views with the runway here. So different runways, if we hit the runway 5 here, we can actually select whatever. So if you want to do some cinematic takeoff or landing, you're just gonna change your view to something like this, move it in here, save a new preset, and say runway 5 view or side view maybe, and you can unlist that and you will have runway 5 side view. So cool stuff. If we move inside, and this is the second option that you guys have seen here. It's called motion effects, and this has actually been called turbulence in the early alphas, I believe, and they changed it to a better name, I believe, and they call it motion effects. So here we are on the ground. So what we are interested in is going to be acceleration, gyroscopic engine. Blast area is not movable because we're not in any blast area. So if you say you will in a Cessna, so you will be in that blast area and you'll be affected in the engine kind of side. So environmental ground, this is what actually makes the aircraft shakes while on ground, while taxiing and takeoff. Wind will take care of any turbulence you actually have in mid-flight. So I have that actually set to 0. The reason is I found it very disorienting when people are actually watching my videos to have the view kind of shaken right left. But for the purpose of this video, we can have it set to whatever we want. So it won't be that much because it will get very um, shaky, basically. Here we have the source frequency that if you want to add or kind of amplify how much um, the source is, we can do that. Wind vibrations, we can change the amplitude if that using all the axes available. So neat stuff. If we hit the save button here, and again, so you can see here breathing, for example. If we add that and make it a little bit more and save that, you will notice that I'm actually moving the camera a little bit right and left. It's not very noticeable. So yeah, as you might see guys, the camera is actually moving back and forth, anticipating my breathing. So that's a neat stuff. And if we move into the horizon hold there. So horizon hold, it's a neat feature that have been introduced early on with the software, and it will actually help you while you are turning right left to actually hold that horizon for you. So instead of moving to the left and kind of your view will ditch down because of that turn, the add-on will actually hold that horizon for you. So with the preset section covered here, camera is covered. If we move into the advanced section here, as I said, you can disable or enable track IR for different views. So for the view, for example, of the FMS, I don't need to have my track IR going off and on. So I won't be moving my head during this view. Transition in and out from this view to other views. Stabilization, we can go ahead and set that to on. It will align the camera to the horizon. So it will kind of force the camera to be aligned with the horizon at all the times. So we don't need to do that. So with that's being done, we have done the presets, camera, aircraft, and here we can actually add doors. I haven't actually used that a lot. I tested it and it was alright, I believe. So the idea here is to kind of add doors in and out from the aircraft, from the cockpit, and honestly, it wasn't really what they call a really great feature, at least at this moment. Hence, they actually stated that it is still very, very experimental. So it's up to you guys if you want to experiment with that. Community, and here is the major thing that I have found about the ChasePlane, and it's a killer feature. If we go in here, and this is actually not hard coded to the aircraft itself. So I know we are at the Orisoft CRJ 700, but I can actually go and say PMDG 737, and it will show me exactly all the different presets for the aircraft, although I'm not on that aircraft. So if we get back here to Airsoft CRJ 700, for example, so you will be prompted by all the community shared presets there. So if I can go in here, will show me exactly the view that it's been shared. If I like that view, I can click on the import button here, and it will be on my library. So this is for the FMS, overhead, pilot, panel, and so forth. Very neat features. I mean, this is actually one of the best features that I have seen in a camera add-on. The reason is, some people will not actually like to bother with a lot of the camera. So it's good to have something that is quick and durable, to have those presets shared so everybody can get an idea and maybe actually use them. So very awesome stuff indeed. Thumbs up for the FSFX packages there. One of the best features I have seen. So with that's being done, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about tutorials and user manuals. And as per the date of today, this thing does not come with a tutorial or a user manual. And once you click the user manual, it will move you to an Absam page where they went ahead and explained everything there. But there will be a tutorial and a user manual once this has been released. So beta is actually open to public, and the latest versions of the alpha was actually open to public. So you can go ahead and buy this add-on right now. And here we comes to our last bit of our review here, and that's the price. So this add-on is priced at 39 US dollars, so it's not cheap, but let me tell you guys, it is worth the money. I mean, I haven't seen anything actually in the past a year or two that was really necessary to fly in, and I cannot go without it, honestly. So $40 for such an add-on, it's a little bit steep price, but honestly, it's all worth the money. So last thing here is my kind of take on this add-on, and I have two main things. First of all, for you guys who does not like to fly online, this add-on will require an online connection. So it will require an internet connection whenever you are using it. Whenever you start using this add-on, you will have to have your internet is up and running. Otherwise, it will not work. So for the people who's like going off home, taking their PCs around, this will not work. And my main take in here, this is one of the worst takes, and I understand the developers have some valid points with that, but I mean, again, this is not convenient at all. I mean, it's either your internet went down for 2 or 3 or more hours because of cable issues, or God knows, you will be left without a camera add-on, basically. So here's that to bear in mind for who's interested into buying this add-on. The push of the internet there actually set to push whatever version have been released. So if you say you're stable with the version that has been released a month ago or a week ago, you will have to move to the next one. So you don't have the option to actually move in backward or forward, except for that fast lane experimental versions. And it's kind of, I mean, they are actually an active development team. So whenever you have an issue with the software that just been released, you can go ahead and ask for their support, and they are actually good. But I mean, I still would like the option to actually pick whatever version they should be on until something else is available. So with that being said, I honestly hope this review gave you a better idea on how the ChasePlane is going so far. If you liked this video, please give me your support, hit the like and subscribe button there, and hope to see you in the next video. Take care, guys.